Hi traders, welcome to the full market analysis for the 30th of September. There's quite a few things I'm going to go through today in terms of coaching because there's lots of questions coming in, and thank you very much for the questions. The first thing I would do is deal with gold today and yesterday, and one of the things you can do of course is use the 9 SMA to confirm a buy or below the 9 SMA is a sell. So when the price is coming from a very high position here on the oscillator or from a very low position here on the oscillator, you can't see that, but it's very low and oversold, then of course you are looking for buys and sells. And the key here is to hold the position, squeeze out the profits as much as possible, because it's quite surprising how far it goes, to be honest. So as an example, once you get into that, one of the questions coming in, where do you trail your stop? That's very easy. It's a 15-minute chart on gold. You just simply trail your stop until you're stopped out. Let's change that color. I don't like it. Blue, does that show up? That shows up. So you're just going to trail that there, or here you're going to trail just below that yellow line, and the price then moves highly significantly. That's 625 pips from there to there. So this is very, very significant. Now something's going on here on the FEGs. I'm going to cover that, talk about fair value gaps today. Hopefully you understand fair value gaps and how they work. I'll show you how that works in the next few minutes. So this is the position on gold as we speak. And as we can see, there's some fair value gaps here. These are the 1 hour fair value gaps. To get these on board, you need to go to FEG, and it's this one, FEG we use by Nephew Sam. It's the most popular one. And you need the hourly settings on those. So just go to FEG. Let's see if we can put it up here. So I've got the FEG here on the 15-minute chart. But once you go into this, just go into the FEG, Nephew Sam, and then click on the time frame 1 hour. If you go into the chart, you'll have lots of FEG, which will be pretty relevant, to be honest with you. You can go to the 4 hour chart, which will give you even more information, but the 1 hour chart is usually enough. Now, in order for the FEGs to appear, we do need the candles to be not Heikin-Ashi. If I flick down to Heikin-Ashi, you can see that the price is getting ready. I've drawn a line here based upon 38.21, and it's sitting on it right now, highly likely to react in the next few hours. As we can see, very, very overbought here in a downtrend, moving into the red cloud, which is a typical formation for a reversal or a continuation pattern rather. So we do expect the price to do this and roll over in the next few hours, and could be quite significant. So once the price moves below the 9 SMA, hold, squeeze out as much profit as you can. See how far you can allow it to go. I know it seems it probably seems counterintuitive to actually allow it to go. Normally you say, right, I'm happy with 50 pips or whatever, but if it gets to 500 pips, then you can take it. Now the other thing of course is to remember that this here is highly significant. Once you've got a mixture of buyers and sellers in, that's exactly what it tells you. There's a mixture of buyers and sellers. All the sellers in, everything goes down. All the buyers in, everything goes up. Don't forget, I will be putting this on YouTube as well, so to help you out. So let's have a look at the markets today. Delighted to welcome you all to the full market analysis for the 30th of September. As we know, non-farm payroll week, so we do expect the dollar to remain pretty much sideways. We're not going to see anything significant, but we can see that the dollar is weak. However, not really in the downtrend. We can see that it is forming a channel here, and so therefore we're likely to see a bounce up into this area before it rolls over again. So it's going to be mixed heading into Friday, so don't expect too much. I spoke about this yesterday. Congratulations on this move here. We had a bounce up here, didn't we? Oh, there it is. We had a bounce up here. Probably going to go to 135, but 100 pips at 2 to 1 is good enough in NFP week. So whilst the dollar is mixed, you're going to find that, the DXY is mixed, and you're going to find that all the dollars will be mixed. That's the way it goes. Now, one of the things I do want to discuss with you today is major signals or major areas of interest. In this case, high supply areas. What I mean by this is we've got two areas of supply. So this is one area of supply, but this is weaker than this area of supply, because this area of supply is much stronger because it's going back many months, probably 6 months. This one is going back a few hours. So this one at the top here at 139, 140 on the US Canadian is highly significant, much more significant than this area of supply. So whilst we do have a potential sell-off here, we'd have to accept that this area here could do this, back up into this area before it does that. Hopefully that's helpful. I mean, it's a week where we're not really going to be trading the dollar so much heading into Friday, because anything can happen on Friday, as you probably know. But I want to cover this in a bit more detail. So as an example, here, this demand area at the bottom with a buy power of 86 is already established. It's already established here before the price goes up. So this is telling you that this is highly significant. This is telling you that this is highly significant, much more significant than this. So just a little tip there to actually decide how it helps you with your trading. Well, it's a better signal when you have a much stronger supply or demand area. Just flicking down now, so let's have a look at, so the yen futures is going up for the moment. The buy power 80 as mentioned yesterday, so all the yens will be going down. That's the way it works. We do have a long position on the New Zealand yen. I'll cover that in the next few minutes, and so that will be going against us, but there are good reasons for this. I think that the price is going to be rejected here, could go up to this area and get rejected, but I think it could be rejected as soon as we get to this area, because look at the price cycle on the advanced pro charts. Highly significant, and you'll find that there could be a rejection here. This might be a hidden supply, strong supply zone, which could drive this down, which will drive the yens up, but we just don't know until we get confirmation. So euro yen is going to be going down, heading for target 173. It didn't get the bounce up in the signal, but change of character, you could have entered there. Sell power 61, good enough. 2 to 1, 2.43 to 1. So the New Zealand yen is hesitating. So let me explain a little bit more about the supply, the demand in this instance. So we have very strong demand, because the demand area has been already established from many months ago. So it becomes much stronger. If we have that combination with convergence, with convergence and a buy power of 70 special settings, as you know, then we have a very good chance of this price actually moving up and bouncing significantly to the upside. Now, how do I know it's going to be significant? Because we look at the daily chart. Have a look at this. What does that tell you? Well, first of all, the trend is up. And it's come into the lower side of the Fibonacci's on the Advanced Pro charts. So this has now come down into this area. It's coinciding with the strong, very strong trend line. Okay, now you might have to wait a while because the yen futures are going up, but nonetheless, be patient. It will happen, and the risk reward is enormous. So we can see that here. This is a great sniper trade with 6 times risk to reward, back up to the sell power of 80 up here at 88. So when that comes in, then that's going to fill your account up lovely with beautiful profits. Just going to flick through the ones we've got open. Aussie Swiss, a beautiful, beautiful move, highly significant, very strong demand area down here, and then another demand area on top of that with a very powerful buy power of 76. Okay, beautiful move. We've been very patient with the pound Swiss, haven't we? And well done if you stuck with it. It's been going pretty much sideways, but we do have everything in line here. So again, very strong, well established demand area, already established. Okay, already established from months and months ago. So that's the area which is going to be highly significant and a very strong buy signal of plus 74. So again, we are looking for a highly significant, well, 2.23 times risk. It has to be 2 times, doesn't it? Otherwise it's pointless. Your trading strategy has to be the same throughout. Just keep an eye on gold in the next few minutes. We are looking for a rejection into this area. I would not be buying this. It's certainly not looking like a buy. Could turn into that way, but I'm looking for the price to break this trend line here and then move below the 9 SMA. Once it does that, then we'll be filling our boots again. Now I want to talk about valid and invalid trades with you so that you get better understanding of what works and what doesn't work. The whole idea of the reversal system here is based upon very, very high probability with very, very high win rates. However, what tends to happen sometimes is the price gives way. As you can see here on the pound Aussie as an example, we had everything in play. We've got very strong demand area here. The price has come down, but it's going against us. However, this is not invalid. You can probably see why. The price is moving back into demand. Demand has not been removed. Demand is here from many, many months ago. So highly likely to start moving in the next few days. It's just about being patient. If the demand area disappears, then of course you're going to get stopped out probably. But what can happen is the price, the demand area does disappear sometimes, and therefore the trade becomes invalid and you lose 20, 30 pips. It doesn't matter. So that's the thing to look out for. The other question that's coming is how often would you check the charts? For me, it's first thing in the morning and then during the New York session twice a day. If I'm not recording, of course, which I am. So in this instance here with the Euro Canadian, this is still valid, as we can see, sell power 66, but this is a much weaker supply zone, isn't it? Because it's not long established from many months ago. This is fresh. Okay, does not mean to say it's not going to be successful, but it does mean that it's probably a temporary trade down to 162, if that makes any sense. Just going over the ones that we've got, because the signals, by the way, are in the paid signal room. I'm surprised more people aren't in there, but it's totally up to you. One thing it gives me and tells me, it tells me who's serious and who's not. Simple as that. And I only want to deal with people who are serious, to be honest, which is fair enough. So we can see here a buy power of 78, very, very high, highly significant, into a demand area not long established. So this is a temporary trade of 2 to 1. Hopefully that makes sense. Pound New Zealand, again, re-clarifying what works and what doesn't work, is highly significant. If we repeat this every day for VIP members, we can see that there's a very strong, well-established, wrong color again, well-established supply zone from many months ago being rejected with the sell power of 70, then that is highly significant. We've gone for 2 to 1, but I think this will probably go down to 22732, down to that buy zone there. But that's okay, 2 to 1 is fine. Bitcoin starting to make a move. I think this is going to be a highly significant move. We've gone back, targets $117,000 in the next few days. Euro pound. This was put into the signal room last week. So we can see that we have a long established supply zone from back there, whatever that was. And the price is slowly rejecting it, and we have a target of 86.44. So let's now go back. DXY is a complete waste of time. Yen futures is going up, but probably going to be rejected very soon. Let's just see the yens going down, of course, because of the fact that the yen futures is strong. So there are some things to watch out for. So the New Zealand yen is starting to make a move. Doesn't show it on the chart because it's a 4-hour chart, but you can see that prices are going to have a big rebound. Canadian yen. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful. We have an established demand area which has been failed to go any lower for many months, and highly likely to come into this area here, 106, and then start to move up again. So that's on the agenda. And don't forget, in order for this to work, the yen futures has to weaken. So you have to see the yen futures start to come down to drive this higher. Similar situation for the pound yen. These are looking fabulous. And as we can see, 198.34 is highly significant. I did put a target down here from here as a trading idea last week. So if you're in that, congratulations. Once it gets to 198, you are looking to buy into this trade with a buy power of 77. Let's have a look at the daily just to see where it's at. Yeah, okay. So what we can see, it's not a deep correction, but it is sitting right on that strong support line. So that's highly significant. So we're probably going to see that happen now. So once we get into this trade, we can say, right, we are expecting a big move. Okay, we can say that, so let's have a look. Something like that to there, 261, 250 pips to there. 3 times risk could be good enough. There's no other targets to go by, so that's a good one. Quick look at gold before I go. Yeah, it's starting to get rejected now, isn't it? You may find that due to low volumes, the price just drifts along. It's hard to tell, to be honest. But only trade once the price falls below and goes red. Once everything goes red, then that is your time to make a ton of money. that's your time to make a ton of money. That's your time to make a ton of money. If you have a look at this here, this is saying everything's buying, all right, which could be the case. Could be the fact that it's going to change trends again and go up, but it's not confirmed yet. This is a very important area. Now it is not sure which way to go.